It was sometime in 2002 that my journalistic sergeant first took me to Kaiama in northern Kwara. The terror attack on Woro, a community near the town last Tuesday, necessitates my return there, and one leg of the journey from Lagos to that part of Nigeria takes not less than 10 hours on the road. Face to face, I come with the agony of road travelers in different parts of Nigeria. The only stretch where the driving experience is smooth is between Lagos and Ibadan. The Ibadan-Oyo-Ogbomoso axis.
Sometimes navigating Nigerian roads could be very, very chaotic and frustrating, to say the least. We are somewhere in Ogbomoso on our way to Woro in Kaiama local government area of Kwara State, where some terrorists just attacked a community there. We've been here for the past 2 hours or so because these heavy trucks, some unruly drivers among them, just decided to block the road. And we don't even know when this chaos will end. This is in addition to the terrible condition of the road all the way from Ibadan down to this place. So for now, we don't even know how long this chaos will last.
We somehow scale the hurdle and off we go deeper into the nightmare and the living danger that the road has become to road users, with the unending construction work that has actually lasted almost 26 years. The next stretch, Ogbomoso-Igbeti-Kishi, paved and appears like a different experience, but it is somehow lonely. Of course, it is late in the day and most travelers are wary of moving at that time because of the security situation. Sun sets, but we can't stop moving. Our destination is still very far. Then dusk, and yet we must continue the journey. Through the pitch darkness we pedal, our car headlamp piercing the night, and the fading sound from the car radio signal our only company. I find it a little bit odd that almost 25 years after my first visit to the area, not much has changed in terms of road and other infrastructure. In the loneliness of the night, we turn into another very dangerous portion, the Kishi-Kaiama road. It remains unpaved, bumpy, and very harsh, dangerous to travel, especially for those unfamiliar with the terrain. Minutes dissolve into hours as the journey slows down considerably. We move and discover that a bit of the road is now paved and we can journey faster again as we see light ahead from a far distance, signaling that our destination is now close by. Finally, we arrive, but the town has retired from the hustle of the day. Calm has taken over, awaiting the noise of the next day of commerce. First thing the next morning, we set off again for our final destination. Another harsh one. If the road to Kaiama is dangerous, then the one to Woro is fraught with more danger, including landmines. It takes another hour or so to drive through the vast expanse of land before we come face to face with our first most scary experience at the entrance of the town. Hours before our arrival, this truck exploded after stepping on mines planted by the terrorists as part of efforts to ambush the arriving Nigerian troops.
After troops arrived at night, there was an attempt by the bandits to come back again, and the presence of troops stopped them from coming. But on their way out, they laid mines, and you notice a truck outside the village. That truck, unfortunately, in the earliest hours of that morning, was coming in, and then it landed and the mines exploded in it.
Such is the danger, the horror that the terror attack has brought on the community, where not less than 170 persons were killed in the most brutal manner.
Nothing better depicts the destruction of lives and property, that has been left on this community following the attack.
I have 3 children.
Okay.
One Gaddafi and Yellow. The Yellow is a bit small picking. From here, I take him and put here and run together to it.
Okay.
Only 3 children must be at the bush.
Okay.
My wife, one, yesterday I saw her, this Woro.
Okay.
To that woman, yes, I never see her at now.
Woro has been deserted, but for a few residents returning to see what they can salvage from their destroyed homes, and others seeking news about missing loved ones, and of course, the Nigerian Army troops of Operation Savannah Shield and some police personnel.
I put my entire family to my in-laws resident at New Busa, Niger State, which we didn't even do our culture, but there's no means of living.
And yourself, you don't stay in this community anymore?
I don't stay in the community. I'm staying with my in-law. It's a safe for us in our own tradition to stay with our in-laws, but there's no alternative. I'm staying with my wife, with my in-laws, in the same house, in the same residence at New Busa.
The community in total wreck. Now, public power, phone and internet connectivity are all off. Not even very basic supplies such as table water or even a loaf of bread can one access here.
The first meal after 24 hours.
But I see in the midst of the horror a people who still show a bit of resilience. Some of the few ones remaining in the town won't allow the terrorists to stop them from sending goods out of the community to other parts of the country. The entire stretch from Kaiama to Woro and other neighboring communities around the Kenji Lake is noted for agriculture, and it is some kind of food baskets. Yam, corn, beans, and other food crops are cultivated in abundance. The reason it is surprising that the authorities have for years neglected such an important area that has a lot to contribute to Nigeria's food security. It is a most difficult moment in the history of Woro community. The Nigerian Army troops are here keeping its company and ward off any possible repeat of the attack. But is boots on the ground enough? Certainly not. A more holistic socio-economic development that will give the people a sense of belonging and possibly discourage their youth from aligning with hardline jihadists is required. Woro and adjoining communities must not be allowed to fall to terrorists. Its implications will be too grave, we observe, as we take our leave of the Axis. Tokunbo Oyetunji, Arise News.